Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you had a really good Easter/spring break. Just wanted to get a quick video out there before the quiz because there's been a lot of questions over two problems off of the review, number 12 and number 15. Here's the deal on those. Um, those are we have the base knowledge to solve them, but they're actually kind of a corollary basically, or a different use of one of the rules we learned, the one with right triangles or the one with angle bisectors in a triangle, and how to set those up, kind of like 13, but these are a little bit of a bend from there. You will not see anything like these two on the quiz. However, you guys being very driven, I have a lot of people that still wanted to be able to solve these and know how, so I'm going to walk you through it. When you break it down, not too terribly hard, but please remember, these are not something that's going to be on the quiz. So I wanted to just show you this so you at least had the knowledge. Basically, what the corollary says is if you have a right triangle and then from that right angle, you create an altitude being from that vertex and perpendicular to the opposite side. If you have all that, then really what you have is these two triangles. You have the large triangle, the overall right triangle, and the small right triangle. Okay, and I have those drawn over here to the side. So basically, what the corollary says is kind of like that rule we have with angle bisectors, like in 13, we can set up a proportion knowing that the two triangles are similar. Here we have the same thing, only we have to rotate the triangles a little bit to get them to where they look similar. So what you have is something like this. You have the big triangle where the long side, you'd have to add the two together, and I did that, 6 plus x minus 6, which we can actually simplify. Positive 6, negative 6, those both go away. So this hypotenuse is actually really nice. It's just an x, and then we have a height of 10, which is right here. Then if we take the small one and flip and rotate it, we have the right angle down here, which would be right here. Then we would have the height of 6 and the hypotenuse of 10. Sorry, I put that 10 in the wrong spot. That 10 would go here. Also, as always, apologize for my terrible drawings. Okay. So now what we can do is set up a proportion. So in this case, we can take, let's start with the big triangle. We can go x over the corresponding side, which on the other triangle is 10. So x over 10 is going to equal since I took from the big triangle, I have to take from the big triangle again. So I would use the height of 10 and put that over 6. And now I have a pretty easy proportion. So I end up here, fish method. Okay, so I end up with 10 times 10, which is 100 over 6. So what I really get is x equals 50 over 3. Okay, so not a pretty answer, but just had to set the proportions up and go. You might have gotten decimal out of this. I believe on my answer key, I put it as a fraction. I think the book has it as a fraction. Okay, 15 comes out a lot nicer. So 15, we can do the same thing. Make sure to pause this if you need it, because I'm actually going to erase all this so I can have all my information in one spot. Okay, let me get the rest of this down here. All right. So now what we have, we can do the exact same thing with 15. We can say, okay, the overall triangle is a right triangle. A little better drawing there. Let's go. With a height of 12 and a hypotenuse of 8 and x put together. So that one we just have to leave as 8 plus x. Okay, now I need to find the similar triangle in there, the similar triangle being the triangle with the two pieces that are labeled. So the small triangle up here is what we're looking at. So what we get is our right angle. In this case, 12 is the hypotenuse across from the 90 degree. So 12 is up here. And now we have a height of 8. And again, we have two similar triangles. So now I can go ahead and set up my proportions. I'll use the hypotenuse of the larger one first. So 8 plus x over the hypotenuse of the smaller one, which is 12. Okay, then I can do the heights of equal to the proportion of the heights of the two triangles. Again, since I took from the top one first, I'll take from the top one again. So I end up with 12 over 8. Okay. So now when I go fish method, a little harder because you have junk on top. So I'm actually going to cross multiply here. And what I end up with is 64 plus 8x equals 144. Now when I go to solve, I can subtract the 64 across, so I get 8x equals 80. Therefore, when I divide it out, I end up with x equaling 10. When I divide that 8 through, so x equals 10. Okay, that's how you do 12 and 15. Again, not to be worried about on the quiz for tomorrow, but for those of you that still want to know how to solve it, it was a little mean of me to leave it on there because we didn't really dive into that corollary with the shorter lessons. But hopefully you can see the idea that it really follows a lot of the rules we've used. We just had to remember, or we had to know that when you use an altitude, you actually create two similar triangles the same way you do with an angle bisector. So that's how you'd solve those. Not too terrible. Everything else I gave you is fair game on the quiz. 12 and 15 were more so just oversights on my part, thinking we were prepared for that, and you weren't necessarily there. For those of you that attempted it, awesome job. I love it when you guys take a shot, even if I don't care if you didn't do it right. At least attempting something, trying to use the information. A lot of people that sent me their pictures of their work. I saw some of the stuff they were doing. It's awesome that you're attempting it. Here's how to do it correctly. Here's the rule that we didn't quite get to that would help you solve those. Anyway, hope the review's going well for you. There will be a quiz out tomorrow. Probably won't be super long. Make sure you're prepared for that. Email me with questions if you want to Zoom. Had a couple people ask me about Zooming on these questions, and I said wait until this video comes out. If this still didn't clear it up for you or you still want to dive in a little deeper, feel free to hit me up and let me know if you want to do a face-to-face or at least a screen-to-screen on Zoom. Otherwise, have a great day. Hopefully you're prepared for your quiz for tomorrow. Keep staying busy, staying healthy. Let me know if you guys need anything. Have a great day.